conflict, an expressed struggle between at least two interdependent parties who perceive incompatible goals, scarce resources, and interference from the other party in achieving their goals. Hi, my name is Whitley Morgan, and I want to present to you today on Chapter 11 of our textbook, Looking Out, Looking In, more specifically the section under conflict. In looking at the definition of conflict, there are several bits in there that need to be expanded on. First, we have to understand that in order for something to be a conflict, more than one person needs to be aware or affected by the situation. It does no good to be angry at someone if they don't understand why. These parties not only have to be aware of the issue, but are connected in some way. Neighbors, friends, co-workers, etc. Second, incompatible goals or endings are ones that look like either person has something to lose or gain. In reality, both parties can come to an agreement which neither loses. Third in the definition is the resources available to each of the opposing parties. Sometimes there isn't enough, sometimes someone thinks they need more. Time and money are both major resources that are fought over regularly. Interference is from the other party is the fourth part of this definition that is important. Interference is the act of preventing another from reaching their goals. These can be physical or verbal ways to manipulate or stop the other party. In a 2013 Career Tipster article, Robert Starks wrote, "Without conflict, you have groupthink. You discourage innovation, you discourage learning, and none of which are ideal for a productive work environment." He later goes on to explain that conflict isn't inherently negative or unhealthy, but what really counts is how a person deals with conflict. An example from my own personal experience is my job situation currently. I have worked at a local hardware store since I was a sophomore in high school, about 3 years now. In the past couple of months, 2 new girls were hired to help us cashier. They were both older ladies, and we had hoped that they would get along with us great. In the first few days of having one of the ladies on board, we began to realize how much of a problem she was causing. She told us she was allergic to several cleaning products that we used, as well as the perfume we wore and a few foods. She demanded that we switch cleaning products and quit wearing perfume altogether. Being concerned for her health, we all agreed and changed up our cleaning products and our perfume. It didn't take us long to catch her using the very cleaning products she had claimed allergies to, or eating foods which she told us she was strictly allergic to. At first, we were unsure of what to do about it. We confronted her and asked for an explanation of her actions. She denied our accusations at first, claiming we were seeing things or that we were wrong. Soon she began to change her stories and such, claiming doctor's orders. We would experiment to see if she would notice our perfume or the cleaning products we used. She didn't. She did have something against one of the girls who used to wear excessive perfume and would make a big scene whenever she came into work, claiming allergies and being sick, whether or not the young girl wore the perfume or not. The cleaning supplies we used were picked because of the cheap cost and the fact that they were good to use. The small hometown business couldn't afford expensive cleaners or scents. From what the girl had told us, she was allergic to much of the stuff we used, which could greatly shorten her life. We both had resources that we knew were limited. She relied on us for a job, and we needed her for the work. In this, we can see there was conflict, and the goals did seem impossible to reach. We both had small resources, and we all depended on each other, no matter how much we tried to inconvenience the other. It is important to understand that conflicts are a normal part of life and that they can be healthy. David Roth from Forbes Business recently wrote in an article, "Conflict in the workplace can be a healthy and positive thing for your company. It means you have a variety of personality types, each with their own way of approaching problems and solving them to ensure business success." I have to say my example is not the best one for workplace conflict, but I have seen several instances of good workplace conflict that has resulted in new ideas and working patterns. In an SOP article written by Bridget A. Duffield, 10 Reasons Why Conflict Can Be Good, she lists 1. Conflict helps people find common ground. 2. Conflict teaches people about their negotiation styles, what works and what doesn't. 3. Conflicts are an opportunity to learn about your spouse, partner, friend, family member, neighbor, coworker, or stranger. 4. Conflict creates an opportunity to be creative and can stretch you to find solutions that are outside of your comfort level. Healthy conflicts often end in a win-win situation. 6. Conflict is an opportunity to open up a communication on a difficult subject. 7. Timing the tactful confrontation about conflict strengthens relationships. 8. Managing conflict by dealing with it is more efficient than letting conflicts fester. Managing conflicts as appropriately helps build independence is 9. And 10. Conflicts encourage people to grow. I agree with her points and do think that conflict can help a person grow and learn if properly used. Keith Evans, an eHow author, gives some types of conflict that can be beneficial. He has 3 points: organizational procedure disagreements, parent-child conflict, and war in business. When talking about organization, he talks mostly about what we just covered, adding, this type of conflict within organizations can actually improve group cohesion and produce more efficient and effective future meetings. When discussing the parent-child conflict, he explains how conflict between parents and children can help children to develop behaviors and boundaries, making them more prepared for real-life situations. War in business. The title makes it sound dark and complex, not something to get into on a nice day. But Evans discusses how war helps businesses and how it affects the average person to help both of them develop from their mistakes. In conclusion, we can attest that conflict, an expressed struggle between at least 2 interdependent parties who perceive incompatible goals, scarce resources, and interference from the other party in achieving their goals, can either be good or bad for you, depending on how you face them. Thank you.